What if I told you Spider-Man once fought someone he could never hurt? Someone so powerful that the military, the police, and every trick in his arsenal couldn't stop him? And Spider-Man fought him alone and won without throwing a single effective punch. This is Amazing Spider-Man 229 and 230. Written by Roger Stern, drawn by John Romita Jr. One of the greatest Spider-Man stories ever told. The Juggernaut doesn't walk into this story. He crashes into it. He rises from the Hudson River in the middle of Manhattan, on a mission to abduct a blind psychic named Madam Web. And here's what you need to understand about the Juggernaut. He is not a superhuman. He is the avatar of the mystical entity Sidorak, meaning he is literally, physically, cosmically unstoppable. His power doesn't diminish. He doesn't tire. He doesn't slow down. Every step he takes, no matter what's in the way, he takes. Cars, walls, buildings, they move for him. Spider-Man spots him from across the city and swings in to intercept. He tries a sneak attack and bounces off. His punch does literally nothing. So he does the next logical thing. He webs up the entire street in front of Juggernaut. A massive web barrier spanning building to building. Juggernaut doesn't go around it. He doesn't stop. He walks straight through it at full stride and doesn't even acknowledge it happened. Boom. 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 That rhythm, those footsteps, becomes the terrifying heartbeat of this story. Spider-Man tries everything. He webs his legs. He drops things on him. Nothing works. Juggernaut stops, looks at him, and says, "Give up. You can't possibly stop me. Not as a threat. Not with anger. As a statement of fact." And Spider-Man says, "I'm going to stick to you until you stop." That's the entire story. Right there in 2 lines. The NYPD tries next. Then the National Guard. They roll out concentrated artillery fire, enough to reduce a house to rubble, and Juggernaut walks through the smoke without breaking stride. By the time he reaches Madam Web's building, Spider-Man has thrown everything he has. And when Juggernaut tears her from the life support chair she needs to survive, and the building collapses on top of Spider-Man, he has failed completely. Madam Web is dying. Juggernaut is gone. And Spider-Man is buried under rubble, alone, with no help coming. He digs himself out. A police officer tells him to drop it. You can't fight something like the Juggernaut. And Spider-Man thinks, "I'm not going to let Juggernaut win. I may be dying. But I'm going to find a way to stop him or die trying." Issue 230. To fight the unbeatable foe. Spider-Man picks himself up and goes back. Not because he can win a fight. He knows he can't. But he cannot quit. He finds a wrecking ball at a demolition site and sends it swinging at Juggernaut at full speed. Juggernaut backhands it out of the sky without stopping. Then Spider-Man finds a tanker truck. He aims it directly at Juggernaut and floors it. Juggernaut stands in the middle of the road, arms at his sides, and says, "You think the thing's going to stop me?" And then, the most iconic image in this entire story. A close-up of Juggernaut's eyes, staring down the barrel of a truck moving at full speed. Nothing can. The explosion lights up the Hudson. Everyone watching assumes the Juggernaut is dead. He walks out of the fire. But something happened in that explosion. His helmet, the mystical helmet that protects his mind, is loose. Spider-Man, clinging to his back with the last of his strength, notices. His web shooters are empty. His body is broken. He should stop. He webs the faceplate shut. Juggernaut cannot see. And even the Juggernaut, a man who cannot see, can stumble. Juggernaut stumbles into a construction site. Fresh concrete. A deep foundation pit. And the more he struggles, the deeper he sinks. "I'm the Juggernaut. I can't be stopped." He roars while sinking into wet cement up to his chest. Then his neck. Then only his helmet is visible above the surface. Spider-Man looks down at him from the wall above and says, "Congratulations. You just stepped into foundation-grade wet cement. Deep enough to use as quicksand." Nobody saw it happen. No cameras. No witnesses. The Bugle won't give him credit. But Spider-Man's belt camera had been automatically snapping photos during the entire fight, and he sells the exclusive to the Daily Bugle. Best pictures they've run in months. He didn't win because he was stronger. He didn't win because he got help. He won because he refused to stop and because he was smart enough to use the Juggernaut's own unstoppable momentum against him. Nothing can stop the Juggernaut. But Spider-Man doesn't need to stop him. He just needs to point him in the right direction.